Welcome to the sixth video lecture on Module 3 of Basic Electrical. In this, we will be seeing the equations for current through and voltage across each elements in a series RLC circuit fed from a single-phase AC supply. So consider the series RLC circuit given in the figure below. Let V equal to Vm sin omega t be the supply voltage. Capital V be the RMS value of the supply voltage. That is capital V equal to Vm by root 2. Let I be the RMS value of the applied current. Vc, that is I into Xc, where Xc is the capacitive reactance. So Vc is the voltage drop across the capacitor. VR, that is the voltage drop across the resistor, which is given as I into R, where R is the resistance. Then VL, that is the voltage drop across inductor. VL is given as I into XL, where XL is inductive reactance. These values Vc, VR and VL are all RMS value of the voltage. So here, depending upon the values of R, L and C, there are mainly three possibilities. First case is when XL is greater than XC. And second case is when XC is greater than XL. And the third case is when XL is equal to XC. So under these three conditions, the nature of the circuit will be different. So consider the first case where XL is greater than XC. That means the inductive reactance that is greater than the capacitive reactance. So when XL is greater than XC, then VL, that is the voltage across inductor, will be greater than Vc, that is voltage across capacitor. Because VL equal to I into XL and Vc equal to I into Xc. Since the current is same, when XL is greater than Xc, VL will be greater than Vc. So our aim is to find the current through such a circuit. For that, we need the phasor diagram. So here current I is taken as the reference phasor, because the reference phasor is the parameter that is common to all the circuit elements. Since this is a series circuit, current will be same. So current is the reference phasor. The reference phasor that is always drawn horizontal. So this is my current phasor. Now, next phasor we are going to draw is the voltage across resistance, that is VR. We know that in a purely resistive circuit, current is in phase with the voltage. So VR phasor that is drawn in line with the current phasor. Then next we can draw the VL phasor. VL is actually the voltage across the inductor. But we know that in a purely inductive circuit, the current lags the voltage by 90 degree, or in other words we can say VL leads the current by 90 degree. So leading parameter that should always be drawn upward. So VL leads by 90 degree, so upwards 90 degree. This is your VL phasor. Then regarding the VC phasor, VC is the voltage across a capacitor. In a purely capacitive circuit, current leads the voltage, or in another words we can say the VC will lag the current by 90 degree. So lagging parameter that should be drawn downwards. So this is your VC phasor. So in this condition we can say that VC is less than VL. So the length of VC is less than length of VL. Now our next aim is to find the resultant voltage V. Resultant voltage V, that is the vector sum of VL, VR and VC. So here we can see that VL and VC is in line. And since VL is greater than VC, the VL minus VC vector that can be drawn in the direction of VL. So vector sum of VL and VC, that is VL minus VC, since both of them are opposite. Now the resultant voltage, that will be the vector sum of VL minus VC and VR. So by using the parallelogram rule, VL minus VC into VR, the resultant voltage V, that will be the diagonal. And here we can see that the current, resultant current and resultant voltage, that is making an angle phi, and the current is lagging the voltage by an angle phi. This is similar to an inductive circuit, right? So when XL is greater than XC, a series RLC circuit is inductive in nature. Why? Because here we had found that the resultant voltage, that is leading the current by angle phi. And from this phasor diagram we can see that phi, that is equal to tan inverse VL minus VC by VR. Right, tan phi is opposite side by adjacent side. Similarly, the power factor cos phi, that is equal to VR by V. Now let's write the equation for resultant voltage V. So resultant voltage V, that is the vector sum of VL minus VC and VR. That is V equal to root of VR square plus VL minus VC the whole square. Substituting for VR, VL and VC. V is equal to root of I into R square plus IXL minus IXC the whole square. Here we can say that I is common, so taking the I outside, we can write V is equal to I into root of R square plus XL minus XC the whole square. We know that V by I, that is the impedance, is Z. So in the AC circuit, we always have impedance. And the voltage by current value will always give you the impedance. And in this case, for a series RLC circuit, the impedance Z is given as Z is equal to root of R square plus XL minus XC the whole square. So this is the impedance triangle that we obtained from this equation. The base will be R, then altitude will be XL minus XC, and the hypotenuse of the impedance triangle will be Z. So from this impedance triangle we can write phi is equal to tan inverse XL minus XC by R, and also cos phi, that will be equal to R by Z. So whatever be the circuit, in an AC, in the case of if the supply is AC, the cos phi will always be equal to R by Z. Whether it is an RL circuit or RC circuit or RLC circuit, the cos phi will always be R by Z. So here we already saw that when XL is greater than XC, the RLC series circuit is similar to an inductive circuit. And the resultant voltage will be leading the current by an angle phi. Or in other words, we can say that the current lags the voltage by an angle phi. So, if the supply voltage V of t is given as Vm sin omega t, then the current through circuit I of t is given as Im sin omega t minus phi. Since current is lagging, we are having a minus sign. And since the current is lagging by an angle phi, we are written phi over here. So this is the first case. That is when XL is greater than XC. Next we can see the second case. That is when XC is greater than XL. So when XC is greater than XL, then we can say that VC will be greater than VL. So first step is to draw the phasor diagram. So here also current will be taken as the reference phasor, and the reference phasor should be drawn horizontal. So first of all we draw the current phasor. This is your current phasor. Next, regarding the voltage across resistance, VR phasor that should be in line with your current phasor, because in a purely resistive circuit, current is in phase with the voltage. Then VL phasor that will be leading the current phasor by 90 degree. Then VC phasor that will be lagging the current phasor by 90 degree. Here we can say that since VC is greater than VL, the length of VC that is greater than length of VL. Now the resultant voltage, that is the vector sum of VL, VR and VC. So since VL and VC are in line, first of all we can reduce that. So VL minus VC that will be directed downwards, since VC value is higher. Now V is the vector sum of VC minus VL and VR. That is like this. This is your resultant voltage V. So from this phasor diagram we can see that resultant voltage V, that is lagging the current by an angle phi. So here voltage lags the current, and this is the nature of an RC circuit. So when XC is greater than XL, a series RLC circuit is capacitive in nature. Why? Because we can see that voltage is lagging the current. Also here also from the phasor diagram we can write phi is equal to tan inverse VC minus VL by VR, and power factor cos phi that will be equal to VR by V. Now the equation for the resultant voltage V will be equal to root of VR square plus VC minus VL the whole square. So that is equal to root of IR the whole square plus IXC minus IXL the whole square. That is equal to I into root of R square plus XC minus XL the whole square. So V by I, that is the impedance, is equal to root of R square plus XC minus XL the whole square. So this is the impedance triangle under the condition XC greater than XL. From the impedance triangle we can say that phi is equal to tan inverse XC minus XL by R, and cos phi that will be equal to R by Z. And since when Xc is greater than XL, we already saw that RLC series circuit, that is similar to a capacitive circuit. That is, the current will lead the voltage by an angle phi. So if the supply voltage is given as V of t is equal to Vm sin omega t, then the current through the circuit I of t can be written as Im sin omega t plus phi. Plus because the current is leading. Leading parameter should always be given a plus sign. And it is leading by an angle phi. Now let's move on to the third condition. The third condition arises when Xc is equal to XL. So when Xc is equal to XL, we can say that Vc will be equal to VL. So let's draw the phasor diagram first. So current is taken as your reference phasor. Then VR phasor, that is drawn in line with your current phasor, and VC phasor, that will be lagging the current phasor by 90 degree, and VL phasor, that will be leading the current by 90 degree. So here we can say that since VL equal to VC, VL minus VC will be equal to 0, and the resultant voltage V will only be equal to VR. That is, here we can see that the resultant voltage is in phase with the current. That means the RLC series circuit is resistive in nature. Only in the resistive circuit, only in a purely resistive circuit, the current is in phase with the voltage. So for an RLC series circuit, if XL is equal to XC, what will happen? XL and XC will get cancelled and only remaining parameter is your resistance. So the circuit will act like a resistor. And here the circuit is known as the resonance circuit, because in this case the impedance is minimum. Because the total impedance is Z, that is equal to root of R square plus XL minus XC the whole square. Since XL and XC are equal, total impedance is Z, that is equal to R. So impedance is minimum. That means the current is maximum. That is why it is known as a resonance circuit. So in this case, we can say that if the supply voltage V of t is equal to Vm sin omega t, then the supply current will be equal to Im sin omega t. Let's start with the numerical section. Please read this question. So an AC circuit is composed of serial connection of a resistor with resistance 50 ohm, a coil with inductance 0.3 Henry, and a capacitor with a capacitance 15 microfarad. The circuit is connected to an AC voltage source with an amplitude of 25 volt and a frequency 50 Hz. Determine the amplitude of electric current in the circuit and the phase difference between the voltage and current. So circuit is given in the question. So here we can see that it is a series RLC circuit. First of all, we can write the given parameters. So it is given that R is equal to 50, L is equal to 0.3 Henry, and C equal to 15 microfarad. Then in the question it is given that the amplitude of the source voltage is 25. That means the maximum value or the peak value of the voltage is 25. That is, it is given that Vm is equal to 25. In the question it is also given frequency is 50 Hz. Then it is asked to determine the amplitude of electric current. and phase angle. That means we have to find Im as well as phi. Since Vm is given, we can write Im is equal to Vm by Z. Because in an AC circuit, current is always voltage by impedance. Because not only there is resistor, because there is a capacitor as well as inductor. So the current will also always be voltage by impedance. So first we need to find the impedance value. So impedance Z is equal to root of R square plus XL minus XC the whole square. In the question only L and C is given. We need to find XL and XC. So XL is 2 pi FL. Substituting for frequency and inductance, we will be getting XL as 94.23 ohm. Similarly, XC is equal to 1 by 2 pi FC, and by substitution we will be getting XC as 212.2 ohms. Here we can see that XC is greater than XL. The circuit will be of capacitive in nature. That means the current will be leading the voltage. Why? Because XC is greater than XL. Now we can find the impedance Z, that is equal to root of R square, that is 50 square, plus XC minus XL square, since XC is greater. So 212.2 minus 94.23 square, and we will be getting Z as 128.13. So the peak value or the amplitude of the circuit current Im is equal to Vm by Z, that is equal to 25 by 128.13, that is 0.195 ampere. Now the phase angle, that is phi, is equal to tan inverse Xc minus XL by R. Substituting for Xc, XL and R, we will be getting 67.03. Leading because current is leading in this case. That is why the phase angle is written as 67.03 degree leading. Hope this problem is clear. Now try to do this problem. So in this, the circuit is given. It is a series RLC circuit. We need to find the impedance Z. So Z is equal to root of R square plus XL minus XC the whole square. So L and C is given. So first we need to find XL and XC. Then next one, total current we need to find out. Here the equation for voltage is given. Okay. So equation of voltage, here we know that Vm will be 169.7. From that we can find Vrms. Then Irms, that will be equal to Vrms by Z. Then find the phase angle phi, that is tan inverse XL minus XC by R. Then voltage across each elements. Voltage across each elements, that will be current into its resistance value. So voltage across resistor VR will be I into R. Similarly, voltage across inductor, that will be I into XL, and voltage across capacitor, that will be I into XC. Then another parameter is power factor. So power factor, that can be calculated either by using the equation cos phi is equal to R by Z, or by using the equation cos phi is equal to VR by V. Then apparent power, real power and reactive power. So apparent power, that will be Vrms into Irms. Real power or the average power consumed, that will be Vrms Irms cos phi, and reactive power, that will be Vrms Irms sin phi. Then as well as draw the phasor diagram and power triangle. So try to work out this problem. And this will be the end of this section. Thank you.